Hello. Oh yes. I've never been this close to the camera before. But you could see every spot. So hello, I'm TheGamingBeaver, and I'm doing this special video today because for the first time ever, and yeah, I do have a haircut. It's like really short. Do you guys go get your haircut and then they cut it way too short and you're just like, well, it grows out. Anyway, like the first time ever, I was sent in some fan fiction. And like, that's never happened to me before. I've had lots and lots of fan art, but fan fiction never had before. So this concerns Barry. If you don't know, Barry was my raptor in ARK. And in the previous episode, or like 2 episodes previous, I lost him. I went out searching for Real Pro Gaming, who joined my server, and on the way I got stuck, got trapped in a Stegosaurus, and then killed. Like I got glitched inside it, and then when I got out, the Carnotaur, which was chasing me, killed me. Then for hours I went looking for Barry. I chopped it down into a video. I got killed on the way. I got brutally murdered by like a random person. We took revenge. And then during our search for Barry, me and Lunatic went looking for him. He died. And it was so sad because I thought that it was, the message never came up that Barry had died. And Lunatic and Rhino I don't think they really believed me that he was alive, because I did log out for like 20 minutes and then come back in at one point. And in those 20 minutes, there was a chance that it could have popped out and could have died. So the whole time we were sort of, ooh, is it alive? And then it finally did pop up. So at least, you know, it was sort of finished. But obviously that wasn't enough for you guys. So somebody amazingly made this really long fan fiction. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some clips to it. I'll do an epic voice and we'll see how this goes. So here comes the start of Barry fan fiction. James slipped down the steep, wet bank of a hill and down toward the dark, imposing jungle. He took a deep breath of the humid island air and looked to his comrade. Lunatic! I already screwed it up. Lunatic picked his way down the hill on his Auburn Orthoraptor Gannet. She chirped as he slid off her back and down next to James. Are you sure? I can't do Lunatic's accent. I can't do Lunatic's accent. Are you sure he's in there? Lunatic asked. I know he is. I can't just leave Barry to starve here in this jungle. We need to find him. Lunatic looked skeptical and said nothing as he mounted his raptor. He whistled and clicked his high boots against her flank. She trotted forwards into the forest. James took a different route. Heading through thick vegetation, the sounds of the forest filled his ears. Roars, chirps, insects buzzing, but no raptor calls. He whistled and listened for any response. Nothing. This is more epic than I'm making. Like, this is way more epic than I was expecting. The day dragged onwards, and there was no sign of the missing Utheraptor. Lunatic emerged through some ferns, cursing as the bramble sliced his ankle. Fuck! Sure he was saying. I cannot do this. I'm slightly dyslexic, so please bear with me. Your raptor isn't here. Let's get out of here, he grumbled. He kicked Gannet again, and she trotted off the way he came. James sighed and started to follow him. Leaves crunched oh god. No, don't go to sleep! No, don't PC! Leaves crunched underfoot as he followed Lunatic. Then he heard loud footsteps and a blood-curdling roar. A Carnotaurus thundered past the trio, slamming into carbonates that had been hidden amongst the trees. The Carnotaur swung its weight against the tortoises, its dark brown flanks heaving as it struggled to roll the turtle over. Lunatic's eyes widened, and he whistled loudly. Whacking Gannet on the hip with his hand, she broke into an all-out sprint. James tried to follow, but the ground gave way underneath his feet, and he tumbled down a ravine. He struck something soft. He was lying against a huge bull Stegosaurus. The plated beast clambered to its feet, swinging its tail threateningly at the human who landed on it. James ducked as the Stegosaurus spun, ripped its tail across the space where James had been moments before. He crawled across the ground, only to be flattened into the dirt as the Stegosaurus slammed its... Oh my god, this guy's using big words! As the Stegosaurus smashed its thagomizer into the ground, the spikes impaled the soil, just missing him on either side. The Stego bellowed again, ripped its tail free of the ground, it raised it to swing again. When a shriek pierced the air, a ginger shape hurtled over the ravine edge. and landed on the Stegosaurus's back. Barry! The Utahraptor leapt from Stegosaurus's back and stood between him and his master. He hissed defiantly as the Stegosaurus spun around to swing again. James ducked, and Barry cleared the herb before his back in one graceful leap. As soon as he landed, the Utahraptor turned and ran alongside the Stegosaurus. His claws ripped yard-long gashes into the herbivores' hide. This is amazing. Brandon Blackwood, you did amazing with this. This is really cool. The Stegosaurus squealed in pain and reared into its hind legs, trying to crush the raptor. Barry rolled away to the last moment, and the Stegosaur crashed down into the dirt, its own momentum bringing it into a fall. While it struggled to stand, Barry readied himself to charge. He ran up the Stegosaur's back, biting and slashing. Blood ran in lines across the pale grey skin of the dinosaur. It pulled itself to its feet and shook. Barry lost his grip and crashed to the ground with a wail. James grabbed a stone and hurled it at the huge herbivore, trying to draw its attention. The Stegosaur roared and charged. James backed against the ravine wall as the Stego spun and swung the tail at him. James cringed and pressed himself back. Barry flew from his spot on the ground, shrieking like a vicious monster. The Stegosaur turned on a dime, whacking its tail into Barry and throwing him against the ravine wall with a loud crack. Oh, this is sad. The Stegosaur breathed heavily for a few moments, shook itself and limped away. James slid to the ground, breathing hard. I'm gonna cry. Lunatic raced down the side of the ravine on Gannet, his expression that of concern. Beaver, are you okay? He asked when he reached the bottom. James replied, I'm fine, thanks to Barry. His eyes rested on the limp form of the Utahraptor lying on the mossy dirt. Why is this getting to me? No blood was visible except on the tips of its claws and the single drop in the corner of its mouth. There was no movement from the uneven rib cage of the raptor. No sound coming from his slack jaws. Barry was dead. But James was alive, saved by his companion. He leaned over Barry and closed his eyes. Then he turned back to Lunatic. All right, he said, almost breathlessly. Let's go home. My God, that was amazing. So there you go. I think that is much better than ARK could ever have provided us with, like gameplay wise. Wow, I am really like touched that somebody would go to the effort, or maybe they were just so determined to find out what happened to Barry that they wanted to just make up their own story. We will really never know what happened to Barry, but what I am determined to do is tame another raptor and call it Barry. Train it, feed it, love it, give it the care that Barry so deserved before his untimely death in the jungle, in the wilderness. What was amazing was I was recording that whole time before I lost him. And because I didn't know where I was going, because I was making my way towards a drop, and while I was making my way towards it, I completely lost my way, so I didn't know where Barry was. It didn't help that somebody killed me when I tried to find him, and then we had to have a whole clan war. But I managed to look at the footage that I recorded and find my way back. I was looking at the recording the whole way, and it was just weird, like being faced by this huge jungle, and like somewhere in there is Barry, and we did find the Carnotaur. This is quite based on the video, because when me and Lunatic went looking for him while Lunatic was riding Gannet, the Carnotaur did charge past us, and I'm guessing it must have charged one of those tortoise things, and he added it in here. Like, that's so amazing that he went to this person, Brandon went to such an effort to put in all those details. Because if you watch that video and you've listened to this, go watch. I think it's called Cold-Blooded Murder, Barry, and then the next one to that is called Revenge, and that is the final bit we find out that Barry died. I'm just amazed that like a Let's Play, something that I just play for fun, has touched so many people, and it's amazing because I get Barry the Raptor all the time in the comments for ARK, and people love it as a series and they want to see all the other dinosaurs. We've got loads of special things planned that we're going to do. We're going to have more dinosaurs, going to name, give them characters, maybe get some fan fiction. See what happens in this whole ARK. I love ARK to a bitter end. I do have a server. You can find it in the link in the description below if you want to join me there. I'm on it I'm definitely on it 3 or 4 times a week, just because I like playing it. I don't care if there's loads of dinosaurs. I don't care if it takes ages to tame. It's all part of the fun. It's an experience. When you sit down to tame a T-Rex or tame something else, you have to be prepared to wait it out. Yes, it's more designed for people who have time on their hands, but if you're in a team, in a tribe, then you can just sort of take turns, get a little base set up, a campfire, get a mortar and pestle, get the narcotics on the go. It's just a really nice whole experience, and I've loved playing with people on my server. So if you enjoyed this video just as much as I have, leave a like, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye!